Today, I'm going to make a pour-over coffee stand. So for this project, I'm going to use a bunch of different tools, all for this one small thing. The first thing I did was use the piece of steel that's going to be the frame as a guide for how wide the plywood base should be. If you look really closely, you'll get a great close-up of my arm covering the workpiece. So I've seen a lot of metalworking videos where people bend the metal to the form they need instead of cutting all the way through it. So I thought I would try doing that with this project, but the metal didn't bend cleanly when I cut it. It had a slight curve to it. I think if I would have stored a little bit more through the metal, I could have got a better 90-degree bend. So what I did to fix it is I took some clamps and a mallet to try and flatten that curve out. Once I had the top piece of the frame cut out, I could find the center point to drill a pilot hole in it. And this made it a lot easier to come back with a hole saw and cut through the metal for the dripper. And this is the part where I ground away too much material and snapped the base in half. Wasn't my best day out here. So I re-welded the base this time, but I actually welded a tiny tack on the outside edges to try and hold it in place better. And this worked to make it more sturdy, but then I had another problem. I had a few pieces I couldn't easily weld away, so this didn't allow for the wood base to sit flush against the metal. So I decided to take the table saw out and cut a small notch in the wood so it could sit over that weld. And this worked really nicely, just don't look too closely at my edges. And after a quick sanding of the metal and the wood, I broke up some black spray paint. I decided to use an epoxy finish on the wood, that way it wouldn't get ruined by any coffee spills over time. epoxy turned out great, but after the pour I did get a few more bubbles on the underside of the wood, so I had to use a chisel and my sander to knock those down again. Once that part was done, I was ready to fasten the wood to the steel. And I used some Gorilla Glue epoxy for this, it's a super strong hold and it sets super quickly too. This way I could avoid using any mechanical fasteners and keep that sleek look I like. Happy with how it turned out, minus one thing. The epoxy finish turned the plywood such a dark yellow. So luckily the bamboo holder for the dripping glass kinda matches it. Other than that, I have to say it does make a good cup of coffee.
I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I've been looking for a love so true.
Thanks for watching.
When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you.